Okay, I hope everybody's doing pretty good and hanging in there. Thought I'd do a video on the progress of the platinum red mosaic big ear guppies. I gotten 2 trios from Thailand, and that's kind of weird. I did a water change and had so many plants, a lot of them got stuck under the filter. I'll have to fix that. But anyway, I've gotten quite a few fry out of each trio. This trio was the one with the lesser of the 2 good-looking males, and had 1 female with a nice mosaic pattern, which would be that one, as you can see, and then the other female went somewhere. There she goes. Had a little bit less of a pattern, but it is growing in, so it must be something that takes a little time to grow in, because she didn't look that good before. I mean, she looked good, but the pattern didn't look that good before. So I didn't have to do anything about separating the fry that she had versus the fry the other one had. I have gotten fry out of both, as I said, both females, and I'll show them next. These are not the fry, these are the lower swords. And these are, what are these? These are the cross I did of half black pastels to the 1 Schubel full green I had left. So these are all his fry that have grown out, and should get some babies out of a couple of these females. Now I got a couple of fish in here that look a little iffy, so I'll be probably pulling them out, and I'm most likely just going to work with the next generation anyway. So I don't know where the iffy ones went. Maybe they're hiding in the plants. But anyway, to get back to what I was talking about, these are the fry from just about 2.5 months ago from the platinum red mosaic big ear guppies. So now these are gonna, if they're like my other ones I've had, these will color up in about 3 to 4 months. So meaning about another month from now. So they're all looking very good. Didn't have to cull anything at this point, although there's no colors to deal with at this point. So I'll have to see how they grow in. So what I'll do with these, since I don't want to screw this line up, is once the males develop and I can tell that they're a male, I'll pull them out and put them in a tank of their own and raise the females separately, like you're supposed to do when you're line breeding. So just want to make sure I don't screw anything up, because I can always take the females back to the original male. So that's the idea anyway. So what do you call the roughest part of Sicily? The spaghetto. The spaghetto. That's almost funny. Not quite, but almost funny. So the plants in this tank and the other tanks are a wider leaf water sprite, which is actually the regular water sprite. And I also have thin leaf water sprite in some of the other tanks, but I'm not sure if they're in any of the ones I'm going to be showing. So anyway, so that's these fry. And I marked down when they were born, but of course, I don't know where that went. I put it somewhere, I'll find it. But I do know that they're just past 2.5 months old, because I've only had the other fish pretty much that long. So it makes it pretty easy. So I'll add something that's kind of cool for the next few minutes. And then I'll get back to the other group of the platinum red mosaic big ear guppies. So I'll just add that real quick. Nothing, yeah, but nothing phenomenal. Just something I thought was pretty cool. What's E.T. got? Why is he short? Because he's got teeny tiny legs. I ruined that joke, but he still has teeny tiny legs.
This is a little tough to see, but the Corey colony, which I thought they were a little too old. I got to clean this tank, obviously. But they've been laying eggs almost every day for the last 10 days. I didn't take these eggs out because the first group that I took out about a week and a half ago, the eggs didn't hatch. And I tried it again last week, they didn't hatch. And I scraped out the rest of the eggs from about 4 days ago, and they did hatch. So,
may not be easy to see. We'll give it a shot. Now, some of the eggs aren't going to hatch. In a second, you should see some movement. This is the light. I don't want to scare them because they're basically day-old Cory fry. But there you should be able to see a couple of them. Of course, they're not moving right now, but they are alive. And I think there's another batch right there. Hopefully these guys will move. I don't know if I can get any closer. The stuff on the top is some flake food. That's really all I use to keep them going, is just some ground up flake food or my high protein food. So let me see if I can get a little closer with this. It's not working. I have one more batch of fry in the back here. Alright, well, hopefully these guys will decide to move so this isn't a complete waste. Let's go, guys, wake up! You're a day old, you can move around. Alright, nobody's moving. That one's kind of moving, that's his tail. So it's very cool. They, like I said, they just hatched. And I'll try to put this down. You can see the front part is moving as well. That's pretty cool. So I have raised Corys from them 3 or 4 times in the last year and a half. So we'll see how we do with these. And I'll keep updating, but they're just in a small container. I put a couple of drops of basically a methylene blue, or quick cure is what it really was, and they hatched. So it was just a couple of drops because this is a small container, and it's hard to tell how many are in there. I can see 3 right there. There's a bunch more eggs in the back, but I didn't see any movement out of that yet. There's a couple of them right there. I don't know if I can get any closer. It's pretty cool. So there's not much to them yet. You can see some of the eggs are not going to hatch. It looks like it's just hatching out of the egg now, because unless my eyes are playing tricks on me, it looks like the head and the tail are kind of popping out of the egg, which is pretty cool. It's not really what I want to see in the morning if I'm going to have pork roll and eggs, or bacon and eggs, or something like that. But anyway, I'll put this in the middle of a video somewhere so it's not too weird, just popping out of nowhere. And I'll be back. Okay, now if you got past the 4 minutes of the tough to see Corys, this is the other trio of the platinum red mosaic big ear guppies. I bought 2 trios so I could kind of run 2 separate lines of them. Both of these females happen to look fantastic. Of course, that one disappeared. This is the better looking of the 2 males. Doesn't really want to stay on here. He's dancing for the female, I guess. So now one of these females had fry this morning. So I started to do a water change, and I started to take out some of the plants, because you can see that you really can't see the top of the tank, and I took out a whole 3 handfuls of plants. So as I was doing that, I saw a couple of fry that were running for their lives, or swimming for their lives. These fish really go after them, which I guess shouldn't be a shock anymore. So I had fed them first thing in the morning and they were still trying to hunt down the fry. So something to keep in mind, and also why I'm still keeping a lot of plants in there. So the fry that I took out, first I took out 3 or 4, then I found a few more. So one of them may have been having fry as I was netting them out. So lately I've been forced into having to use all kinds of emergency fry containers until I free up some more tanks. I have a couple of tanks that'll be coming down, and then I'll put the fry in them. But I'm using this temporary thing, which is like a Rubbermaid something or other. See if I can get these to pick up. There's a lot. That's my finger. There's a lot of fry in here. Dry off my finger before I touch camera again. So they are all over the place. I have no idea how many, but I did feed them some live baby brine shrimp, so they are chowing down on that. I was trying to find some more, but I don't see any more. Anyway, there's a lot of fry in there, so I'll mark down when these were born, and I will move these into a different tank. I'm going to be taking down that little tank, that one, and that third one, which is actually the 4th one if you count that. So anyway, that's what'll be happening next. But these are really nice, as I've said about 5 times. So they have nice size, male has nice size pec fins, not as big as the ones that I got from Lisa. And I should show the fry from the ones from Lisa. I moved them obviously because the adults like to eat their fry. So they're in their own 10-gallon tank, as they have been for about a month, and they're doing very well. So I did get a few more fry out of them. Their tank's too dirty to show, so I'll just skip that. I think I've kind of showed enough of the Dumbo fins. This is the thin leaf water sprite, and I'm gonna have to thin some of this out. Speaking of thin, because there's too much in there. So, all right, that'll wrap up this video and make it a little bit of a shorter one, and I'll have another one up in a couple of days. So there's a couple other things I wanted to show. So I did watch some really bad movies. The odd one was The War of the Colossal Beast. But the best thing about it, I watched the Mystery Science Theater version. It had a short, Mr. B short or something. I don't know what it was. It was just so off the wall. A super strange male or female that was harassing kids, I guess, to take up a musical instrument. Very strange, but it was worth it. It was like 17 minutes of weirdness. And what else did I watch? The Horror of Party Beach. Now the coolest thing about that, for people that like fish, is I forget how far into it. I think it was about 10 minutes into the movie. They're showing an underwater, like a barrel of ooze that drops into the ocean and turns some things into mutiny sea monsters. But the best part about that was, at that point when they're showing the thing mutating into a monster, the fish swimming around it are tinfoil barbs. Because you always see tinfoil barbs in the ocean, as we all know. And that might have been the funniest part of the movie, other than having to see some people from the late 50s, early 60s dancing in tiny swimsuits, which actually was less enjoyable than it sounds. It's alright, I'll wrap up the video. That's one trio of the Platinum Red Mosaic Big Ears. It's the other one. And I'll be back. Everybody stay safe, stay smart, stay away from the crazy people, and I'll see you soon.